Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 Forsaken and Black Armory news and intel, and soon to be, of course, Joker's Wild. But we're not here to talk about Joker's Wild or any of the expansions. Today, guys, we're really here to talk about a fairly controversial subject I've seen going around in the meta discussion of weapons in D2 at the moment, and it has to do with the weapon you see in front of you, which of course is the last word. Some people have said this gun is not good. Some people seem to love it. Where do you stand? In general, I find that most people seem to think it really wasn't worth the time and effort spent to get it and the wait to have it. But I see things a little bit differently, and I think it really has to do with the fact that I played with this gun quite a bit in D1 and might have a slightly different viewpoint on how to use properly than some people might. And I'm going to show you the best way to use a little meta glitch, auto-aim glitch that exists with this gun that you might not know unless you've spent countless hours perfecting it. But before I get to all of that, I just want to remind everybody I'm still doing the giveaway on my YouTube channel at 7,500 subscribers. We are almost to 6,000 subscribers right now. Thank you guys all so much. All you have to do to be entered into this giveaway, which we'll be doing a giveaway of a Destiny 2 Year 2 Seasonal Pass, and with the Joker's Wild coming out soon, you don't want to miss out. Don't be afraid to do it again. If you've done this on another video, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on the notifications, the bell right next to the big red subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter. There'll be a link in the description box below. And as always, guys, if you wait to the end of the video, I will have a secret trivia clue that you can enter into the comments section, the answer into the comments section, to be entered into this giveaway a second time. And remember, guys, if you've done this on another video, don't be afraid to do it again, because it stacks, as always. And you can always go back and do it again on another video. Know that I've done this on most, so, you know, go check out another video if you like the trivia, because there's some more trivia. So, guys, the last word. Best way to use it. Well, there's a couple of different opinions. One is that the hip fire is really the way to go. And the major complaint being that when you scope down, or smart scope, you really get a major kick in your aim. And this is true. If you're just shooting scoped down, and that's something you're used to, you're not going to really have an easy time aiming this weapon after the first one or two shots. However, there is an internal perk on this weapon where if you actually land a shot, the next shot becomes more accurate. So you really want to make sure you land your first bullet, because I think you'll find when you land your first bullet and you use the method that I'm about to go into, you'll always win the gunfight, especially in one-on-ones. Because once that first bullet hits, your next 5 shots can really be rapid fire. But you also want them to hit, of course. So, here's the method. As you can see in front of you, this was a clip that I was just using of a friend of mine, where I was just trying to display exactly the best way to use this. So, the real best way to use is to aim down the sight. Use the smart scope as much as you can. You definitely need to use it to make sure you really utilize this glitch to the best and fullest extent. So aim down the sight, land your first shot, and once that shot hits, switch quickly to your your hip fire. Because the hip fire really doesn't have any recoil whatsoever. It does, again, if you hold it down completely. But that's part 2 of this auto-aim workaround. or auto aim glitch. So you're going to want to aim down the sight, smart scope in, to your own, and as soon as you land that first shot, as I said, switch back to your hip fire. But now, the instinct will be, because this is an auto hand cannon, would be to just completely hold down the trigger and to finish off your opponent. However, that's not really the best way to go. The best thing to do is actually to fan the trigger once at this point, because you really don't use or lose any actual speed. You'll find fanning the trigger on this gun is almost as fast as holding it down. However, when you fan the trigger, you get no recoil whatsoever in the hip fire. It is a little bit harder to actually shoot at a distance when you're hip firing, which is why I say use the smart scope for that first shot. But once you do, you're going to want to switch to the hip fire and then fan the trigger. You can hold the trigger down depending on whether or not your opponent is approaching you or going further away from you. If they're approaching you, you know, the option to completely go full auto is there if you need it. But if you simply fan the trigger, even at a smart scope, you'll do less recoil. So given these three things, when used in tandem, if you can remember, this gun becomes unbeatable in 1v1s. You get an incredible auto aim perk from landing that first shot, and the lack of any recoil on a full auto weapon doing this much damage gives you, I think it's somewhere around a 2.5 second kill time. I didn't do it exactly. You can actually time it if you watch this video, but it's very effective. I can't really say the same for when you're using it necessarily outside of a 1v1 because there's always factors there. But when tandemed with like a sniper to really give you that range, this will really let you handle any opponent in that close to mid-range category, especially if they're rocking a shotgun. I've noticed that this really can stop them in their tracks. Another thing that I would suggest is, unless the opponent is moving away from you or isn't looking at you, I would always suggest moving backwards when shooting this weapon. It drags your opponent towards you a little bit, and the little recoil you might get from that tendency to maybe completely hold down the trigger will be canceled out by the distance being closed. So the recoil will essentially lead right to their head. Now I know some people say always aim for the feet when shooting this gun, but though that's an option, I don't really find it to be that necessary when I'm using these three tandem methods: the hip fire, the smart scope on the first shot, and then fanning the trigger rather than just holding it down. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I really do actually enjoy using the last word. I say the major downside of the weapon is just that it's only 8 shots. It was always only 8 shots, but it is a little bit trickier to use in this in D2 than it was in D1. But I still find that, you know, given the right practice, maybe a little bit more practice than you would have needed in D1, but a well-practiced person can really dominate with this weapon. It's definitely been doing the most for me as a primary exotic since it's come out, even more so than the Ace of Spades. Even though I see a lot more people using the Ace of Spades, I've found that I enjoy using this a lot more. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to leave you with a little clip that I was showing earlier. This was just a Rumble match that I was playing, random Rumble match. And this was not a standout Rumble match. It was just one that I really was able to get a good hero moment, specifically only using this gun and really a melee. There might be one sniper like body shot in there somewhere. But it was 2 really good runs and a really dominant Rumble match against some pretty good players. So hopefully you can enjoy watching this, and I'll see you at the end of the video for that trivia clue. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at the end. And thanks, guys, for watching all the way to the end. And as promised, the trivia question. So I'm going to try to say this correct and as clearly as possible. What original sort of side character in this super awesome sci-fi franchise would later go on to direct the current installment? These had famous lines like, "Get to the chopper." So, I want the name of the actual series and or franchise, and the name of the actor / director. Alright, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay and the info. And we'll see you in the next video. Later!